Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again, I'm Greg and this is the starting 11 show. I've got a bit of injury news and I'll give you a sort of muddled starting 11, how I think Ancelotti might play against Aston Villa. Huge game for us, of course, with those two Villa games in tight succession. I think this has a psychological impact as well as obviously pushing us towards the top of the table where we need to be. When you play a team twice across a season, they're spread out and you've got a lot of water under the bridge, a lot of themes, a lot of change in how teams have played. You lose first half of the season, your upturn in form means that when you play them again, that's not even really a factor. But playing so tightly together means that it's going to be a huge psychological effort to, if we lose, win the second one. But if we can get a win over them, then I feel like they're stuck trying to keep into the top half of the table, but we've just got that slight advantage over them again for the second time. So in terms of injury news, apart from Decore, who should be training soon, I think next week he might be training again, and Gabamin, everyone is fit. So we're getting closer, very late in the day, but we're getting closer to being able to field our best team again. Too little, too late. It'll be seen soon. But in terms of the team, I'm just going to go with what I think our best team is at the moment. I think we'll see Pickford in goal, of course. We might not even have Olsen for that much longer. Seamus Coleman for me at right back. He's been outstanding. He's stepped up in a huge way in this final push, creating well, doing his defensive duties. I think he's making real captain contributions. He's desperate to see us get into Europe for what could be his final season in and around the first team next year. Centre-back partnership, I stand by the fact that I think our best partnership is Yerry Mina and Ben Godfrey. Of course, Michael Keane has been, he started the season fantastically, but at this important part of the season, I just think he's got too many mistakes in him. We've seen the odd goal go in, and I watched the replay and I think, Jesus, where's Michael Keane there? He's in no man's land. Godfrey's been monumental. I think Mina has become the player we thought he would. So for me, that's our best. Centre-back partnership, and of course our best back line can only be made up with Luca Dean at left-back. Against Arsenal, we went with, I think it was Alan and Andre Gomez. Did not work. Didn't Andre Gomez, we get enough money for him, I'd be happy to see him gone, but I don't think it worked well enough. So for me, I'd have Tom Davies in next to Alan. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti has said that's the player he most resembles from his playing days is Tom Davies in the current squad. He said with a bit more technical ability, which I think is a kind way of saying it. But Tom and Alan, for me, in front of them, this is where it gets a little muddled. I'd go with Sigurdsson. There's a sort of three here that could all shift around in the same position, but Sigurdsson in the centre, I think he's playing well enough, isn't he? Out on the right, James, of course, but bear in mind those two can, as well with who I've got out on the left, which is Richarlison. I think last time against Arsenal, the way they put it on the team sheets, that was James in the middle, Sigurdsson out left and Richarlison on the right. Personally, I'd always keep Richarlison out on the left. I think Sigurdsson works better in the middle, and James started the season on the right, and we had a great time of it. So for me, that's how that should look. And of course, up top is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not really sport for choice. Luca Dean said it himself. If we want to push into Europe, Calvert-Lewin's got to refine the start of the season's form. So for me, that's the team. Of course, it could go a few different ways. I wouldn't be surprised to see other players. Maybe Iwobi will be on for a little bit more agility, I suppose. It's tough when you talk of Iwobi to know what he really brings to a team. Let me know what you guys think. What's Iwobi's key characteristic that you'd like to see him bring to the team, or you think he can bring to the team? But for me, the team is Pickford, Coleman, Mina, Godfrey and Luca Dean, Tom Davies and Alan, with Gylfi Sigurdsson just in front, and then James, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. It should have enough quality there. Of course, we are missing so sorely Decore in that team. I think if he was where Davies was, that's back to our sort of first day of the season team. Obviously a slightly different change in personnel with defence, because I think Godfrey's played his way into our ideal starting 11. Yeah, with Decore, I think that team would have the quality to go toe-to-toe with most, but this should have enough to do Villa in their current state. So fingers crossed. Let me know what team you go with, guys, and hopefully we can get a win and carry on a bit of good momentum. Cheers.